The time to take the risk is now. There are people who spend their entire lives waiting for the perfect moment. They wait until they have more money, more experience, more confidence, more support. But the problem is this: the perfect moment almost never comes. Most life-changing opportunities arrive disguised as uncertainty. Fear will tell you to wait a little longer. Comfort will tell you that you're not ready yet. Doubt will try to convince you that everyone else is better prepared than you. But the truth is different. The people who change their destiny aren't the ones who have all the answers. They're the ones who choose to move forward even while they still have questions. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school's varsity basketball team. For many people, that would have been enough to give up on the dream. But he chose to use that rejection as fuel. He refused to let a temporary setback define his permanent future. Conor McGregor experienced unemployment, financial struggles, and seasons when it seemed like nothing was going to work out. While others saw obstacles, he kept seeing possibilities. Both of them understood something that most people take years to learn. Failure is not the enemy. The real enemy is standing still. Many businesses fail, many ideas don't work, many attempts end in disappointment. But the person who stops trying and guarantees the only permanent failure. The greatest achievements in history were never built by people who waited until they felt completely ready. They were built by people who accepted risk as part of the journey. Because growth always requires leaving something behind. Comfort. Other people's approval. Absolute certainty. And sometimes, even the old version of yourself. There's a reason the highest mountains offer the most breathtaking views. No one reaches them by walking on easy ground. Maybe today you're waiting for a sign to begin. Maybe you've spent months thinking about that business, that project, that life change, that dream. Perhaps the problem isn't a lack of opportunities. Perhaps the problem is that you're still negotiating with your own fears. Extraordinary people don't think like the crowd. While everyone else asks, what if I fail? They ask, what if it works? While others search for guarantees, they pursue growth. While others wait for permission, they start building. Because they understand that progress belongs to those who move before they feel ready. Even the greatest creation began as something small and unseen before it became visible to everyone. And many times when the road feels quiet, that's exactly where the most important part of the work is being prepared. Don't underestimate humble beginnings. Don't underestimate small daily improvements. Don't underestimate the hours of work that no one else sees. Roots always grow before fruit appears. The discipline you build today will become the confidence you carry tomorrow. Your future will not be built by intention. It will be built by action. So take the risk. Learn. Adjust. Try again. Ask questions. Make mistakes. But keep moving. Because one day you'll look back and realize that what once seemed impossible was simply waiting for you to take the first step. No one is coming to save you. There comes a moment in every person's life when an uncomfortable truth hits hard. No one is coming. No one is gonna knock on your door and tell you it's time to chase your dreams. No one is gonna hand you discipline. No one is gonna give you confidence. No one is gonna build the life you want on your behalf. And while that truth may seem harsh at first, it is actually one of the most liberating realities you'll ever discover. Because if no one is coming to save you, then the control is still in your hands. Many people spend years waiting for perfect conditions. They wait for more money. They wait for more time. They wait until they feel ready. They wait for support, they wait for motivation. And while they wait, life keeps moving forward without asking for permission. Michael Jordan understood this at a very young age after being cut from his high school basketball team. He could have waited for someone to believe in him. Instead, he decided to become someone impossible to ignore. Conor McGregor could have waited for better circumstances. He could have waited for financial stability. He could have waited for a safer moment. But he understood something fundamental. Most life-changing opportunities appear after commitment, not before it. Waiting for absolute certainty is simply a sophisticated way of standing still, because the truth is this: you'll never have all the answers. You'll never eliminate every risk. You'll never remove every doubt, and you'll still have to move forward. Extraordinary people don't have less fear. They simply make decisions despite it. There is a huge difference between accepting help and waiting to be rescued. Help can move you forward. Rescue makes you dependent. And no one builds an extraordinary life by constantly depending on others to do the hard work. You must become someone who can carry your own responsibility. Because once you learn that, something changes inside you. You stop blaming your circumstances. You stop blaming your past. You stop blaming other people. And you begin asking the only question that truly matters: what can I do from where I am with what I have today? That question changes destinies. Because there is always something you can do. There is always a next step. There is always a way to improve. Even the world's most advanced rockets launch while facing thousands of possible failures. But they remain on the ground 100% of the time until someone presses the launch button. Maybe you've been preparing for takeoff for far too long. Maybe you've confused preparation with procrastination. Maybe you've spent years perfecting plans that should have been put into action long ago. There is a reason certain opportunities keep returning to your mind again and again. Some ideas don't come to entertain you. They come to challenge you. And perhaps the purpose you're searching for isn't waiting before the first step. Perhaps it's hidden behind it. So stop waiting for duration. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting to be rescued. Start. Because years from now, you'll be far more grateful for the mistakes you made by trying than for the regret of never beginning at all. And if this message found the exact conversation you needed to have with yourself today, perhaps it deserves to stay close, reminding you of it whenever the difficult days come. Stop living on autopilot. Most people don't make decisions. They repeat decisions. They repeat ideas. They repeat routines. They repeat lives that others chose before them. They move at the same pace as everyone else, think like everyone else, and then wonder why they end up with the same results as everyone else. But the people who transform industries, build companies, or change their lives have one thing in common. They learned to think for themselves. They didn't automatically accept that something was impossible simply because most people believed it was. Instead, they asked a different question. What if there's another way? History has always rewarded those who dared to ask that question. There was a time when flying seemed impossible. There was a time when talking to someone on the other side of the world felt like magic. There was a time when traveling into space belonged only to imagination. The impossible has a curious habit. It remains impossible until someone decides to ignore that label. Michael Jordan ignored the opinions of others when they told him he wasn't good enough for his high school basketball team. Conor McGregor ignored his circumstances while training during a time when money was barely enough to survive. Both understood something important. Your current circumstances do not have to become your permanent reality. Who you are today is not necessarily who you will become. But to change your future, you must first learn to question the limitations you've accepted as normal. Many times, the greatest obstacle isn't outside you, it's inside you. It's the voice that says, I'm not capable. That's not for me. I'm too late. Most barriers disappear in the mind long before they disappear in the real world. That's why you must learn to think from first principles. Don't ask how everyone else is doing it. Ask what is actually necessary to make it happen. Break the problem apart, understand it, rebuild it, look for better answers. Following the crowd may offer comfort, but it rarely leads to greatness. New paths always seem strange at first. That's why so few people choose them. Innovation always looks like madness until it works. And everyone says it was obvious. Don't be afraid to think differently. Don't be afraid to build something different. Don't be afraid to walk alone for a while. The best paths usually begin empty. Even the entire universe began in silence before it was filled with stars. And perhaps that's why some of the greatest ideas appear the moment you stop listening to the noise around you and start listening to what was placed inside you from the very beginning. There is purpose behind certain persistent dreams. Not every dream arrives by accident. But thinking differently doesn't mean avoiding hard work, quite the opposite. Extraordinary ideas demand extraordinary discipline, because vision without execution becomes nothing more than mental entertainment. The people who build something remarkable do both. They think differently, and they work differently. So stop living on autopilot, ask questions, search for better answers, dare to explore possibilities that others never even consider. Because the future almost always belongs to those who dare to imagine it before it exists. And if this message managed to quiet the noise of your day, even for a moment, and made you stop to think, perhaps it's worth leaving a small sign behind for the next person searching for the same answer. Don't confuse movement with cramos. There are people who are exhausted but not moving forward. And there are people making real progress who don't seem to be moving very fast. Being busy is not the same as building something meaningful. You can fill your days with tasks, meetings, distractions, and obligations, and still end up exactly where you started. Movement can fool you. Progress cannot. Many people are running without direction, working without strategy, striving without purpose. And years later they realize they spent all their energy climbing a ladder that was leaning against the wrong wall. That's why you must constantly ask yourself, is this bringing me closer to the person I want to become? Or is it simply keeping me busy? Extraordinary people understand that not everything deserves their time. Michael Jordan didn't train just to get tired, he trained to improve. Every repetition had intention, every practice had purpose, every failure carried a lesson. Conor McGregor didn't work simply to feel productive. He worked to become someone capable of competing at the highest level. The difference may seem small, but it completely changes the outcome. It's not about doing more things, it's about doing the right things consistently for long enough. Many people quit because they expect quick results, but meaningful change is rarely visible at the beginning. The foundation of a building is buried underground long before anyone admires the structure. And yet, it is the most important part. Maybe your progress isn't visible yet because you're still laying the foundation. That doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're still under construction. Even the world's most precise clocks require thousands of parts working together to keep perfect time. Your life works the same way. Discipline matters. Patience matters. Direction matters. But so does learning to eliminate what adds no value. Not everything deserves your attention. Not every opportunity deserves your energy. Not every opinion deserves space in your mind. Clarity is also a form of discipline. There is a huge difference between doing many things and doing what truly matters. People who achieve extraordinary results usually say no far more often than they say yes. They protect their focus. They protect their time. They protect their energy because they understand that every distraction steals resources from what truly matters. Maybe today you need to stop asking yourself how much you're doing and start asking where what you're doing is actually taking you. Because a wrong direction followed with perfect discipline is still the wrong direction. Even the brightest stars follow precise paths so they don't lose themselves in the vastness of the universe. And perhaps there's a reason some doors remain closed while others quietly begin to open. Not every delay is rejection. Sometimes it's direction. So simplify. Eliminate the noise. Reduce the distractions and refocus on what truly matters. Because one day you'll realize it was never about working more hours. It was about working with greater intention.
One of the fastest ways to destroy a dream is by comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. We live surrounded by visible success. We see thriving businesses, winning athletes, and people achieving incredible goals, and we assume they got there quickly. But almost no one sees the invisible years. No one sees the early mornings. No one sees the doubts. No one sees the sacrifices. They only see the final result and assume it appeared overnight. Michael Jordan didn't become Michael Jordan the day he lifted a championship trophy. He became Michael Jordan much earlier when he chose to keep training after being cut from his basketball team. The real championship began long before the cameras arrived. Conor McGregor didn't suddenly appear the day he raised a world title belt. There were days when money was scarce and the future was uncertain. Yet he kept behaving like the man he wanted to become because he understood something powerful. You must first become the person capable of sustaining the result before you receive it. Many people want the reward, few are willing to embrace the process that produces it. We want the harvest without learning to love the planting. We want recognition without enduring anonymity. We want results without accepting the daily repetition. But greatness is almost always built in silence. Comparison is dangerous because it forces you to measure your progress with a ruler that was never meant for your journey. Your path has a different pace. Your challenges are different. Your responsibilities are different. Your opportunities are different, so your timing will be different too. Some people bloom early, others bloom later. But later does not mean never. A slow-growing tree can eventually become the strongest one in the forest. Maybe today you feel like you're behind. Maybe you think you should have accomplished more by this stage of your life. But the right question isn't how long it's taken. The right question is whether you're still moving forward, because the person who keeps moving still has a chance. The one who stops does not. Even the stars that light up the night sky spent years forming in darkness before anyone could see them. Perhaps that's why some answers take so long to arrive, not because they've been forgotten, but because they're still being prepared. Patience is not standing still. Patience is continuing to work even when the results haven't appeared yet. It's continuing to train when no one is watching. It's continuing to study when no one congratulates you. It's continuing to build when there is still no applause. That is where dreamers and builders part ways. Dreamers wait for inspiration. Builders show up every single day. So stop watching everyone else's clock. Stop obsessing over speed. Focus on direction. Because if your direction is right and your discipline remains strong, time will eventually begin working in your favor. Keep moving forward. Keep learning. Keep preparing. Because one day you'll realize that what seemed like a delay was simply laying the foundation strong enough to support something far greater. There are moments when it feels like everything has stopped. You work hard, give your best, sacrifice time, sleep, and comfort, yet the results never seem to come. You begin to wonder if it's really worth continuing, or if maybe everyone who doubted you was right. But you need to understand something. The silence of progress does not mean the absence of progress. The roots of a tree grow underground for a long time before anyone can admire its branches.
Michael Jordan understood that when he was cut from his high school's varsity basketball team, most people would have taken that moment as a sign to give up on their dream. He saw it as an invitation to work harder. The rejection did not define his future. His response to rejection did. Conor McGregor also knew uncertainty before filling arenas and becoming a champion. He relied on government assistance and didn't know if he would be able to pay his bills the following month. The difference wasn't luck. It was the decision to keep going when there were no guarantees. Most people quit because they expected to feel ready before taking action. But confidence doesn't come before the journey. It comes while you're walking it. The greatest changes rarely arrive wrapped in certainty. They come with doubt, fear, and nights spent wondering if you're making the right choice, and yet you keep moving forward because courage is not the absence of fear. It is choosing to move even when fear is still sitting beside you. Maybe today you're in a season when no one understands what you're building. Maybe even the people closest to you ask why you keep trying. Don't blame them. People usually recognize the result only after it becomes visible. Very few are able to believe while everything still looks impossible. Remember this. The highest mountains have never been conquered from the comfort of the valley. There are seasons when growth happens far away from applause, and perhaps that is exactly where the character you need to sustain what you're asking for is being formed. Because receiving something great before you're prepared for it can destroy anyone. Some doors only open when the person who will walk through them is finally strong enough to remain on the other side. Even on the days when you feel completely alone, remember that seeds must also pass through darkness before they reach the light. And sometimes while all you can see is delay, heaven is doing its deepest work beneath the surface. Don't mistake slow progress for abandonment. Don't mistake preparation for punishment. Pressure doesn't always come to break you. Many times it comes to reveal what you're truly made of. So keep training, keep learning, keep building, keep showing up, even on the days when no one is watching. Because the day will come when people call talent what was actually years of quiet discipline. And when that day arrives, you'll remember every moment you wanted to quit. And you'll be grateful that you didn't. Maybe someone else is still fighting the very same battle you're facing today. And sometimes, a single small sign is enough to remind them that it's still worth moving forward. There are people who give up after the very first setback because they see failure as a final verdict. But failure is not a verdict. It's feedback. Every fall carries a lesson for the person willing to listen. Michael Jordan, widely considered the greatest basketball player of all time, was cut from his high school varsity basketball team. Imagine that moment. The young man who would one day dominate the sport watched others celebrate while he was left behind. Most people would have accepted that rejection as a final answer. He turned it into fuel. He didn't change his dream, he changed his level of commitment. Conor McGregor also experienced the other side of success long before the fame. There were days of unemployment, days of uncertainty, days when the bills kept piling up while everyone else saw problems. He kept training as if his future had already been written. That's what separates extraordinary people. They don't wait for outside confirmation before taking action. They act before any guarantees exist. Life rarely rewards you first and asks for effort afterward. It usually works the other way around. First comes sacrifice, first comes discipline, first come the quiet hours when no one is watching, and then, perhaps then, the results begin to appear. We live in a world where people want immediate proof that they're making progress. If they don't see results within a few weeks, they abandon dreams that needed years to grow. But the strongest trees don't grow in a single season. Mountains aren't formed in a day. And people capable of carrying great responsibilities aren't built overnight. There is a reason the most important processes take time. Pressure builds capacity. Waiting builds character. Difficulty builds endurance. Maybe today you feel like you're moving too slowly. Maybe you feel like you're working working harder than everyone else while receiving far less recognition. But don't mistake silence for a lack of progress. Some seeds grow underground for months before a single leaf breaks through the surface. Even the greatest masterpieces usually begin where no one can see them. Perhaps that's why the carpenter of Nazareth spent years preparing before the world ever heard his name. Not everything that matters has to happen quickly. You must also learn how to fail the right way. Failure isn't falling down. Failure is refusing to get back up. Failure is walking away from the training before discovering you're truly capable of. Failure is allowing fear to make decisions that should belong to your purpose. Some people have talent, but no perseverance. Others have resources, but no discipline. And some have both, yet they still stop because they're waiting to feel ready. The truth is uncomfortable. No one ever feels completely prepared for life's greatest challenges. Courage doesn't come before movement, it comes during movement. Maybe you're closer to your next level than you realize. Maybe the only thing standing between your present and your future is one decision you haven't made yet. And remember one more thing. The doors may not open immediately, but even when the road seems empty, heaven is still working in places your eyes cannot yet see. Keep moving forward, keep building, keep preparing, because one day you'll look back and realize that what seemed to be delaying you was actually shaping you.